Lucius, coming with another vlog. I'm back in the Sound Lab again. I think for the most part, I actually I really like this place. I don't know why. Like I said, I mentioned on my last vlog. I talked about how I've been enjoying coming here. So, until I start doing some other stuff, this is kind of home right now. I think once the weather gets a little bit better, I'll probably go back out and do some things out in nature because I do like doing videos out in nature. Just like feeling just the energy of the trees and everything that nature provides for us to enjoy living on this beautiful planet that we're on. So, but I want to get on something about self-love. I mentioned that I was going to be talking more about self-love this month, so I plan to do that. So yeah, so just speaking on self-love and how important that is. So I've been asking people that I know questions on what are some things, some topics that they think I should talk about and stuff. So I'll probably maybe be doing more of those videos kind of like later on this month. But there was one, actually a few of them spoke on things that are relevant to self-love. So, and I'm kicking this all off because I plan to do this online self-love class course thing with the public that I feel will be helpful, not only to individuals but also with our society. So that'll be real good. Anyway, excuse me. So I'm going to speak on self-love when it comes to having self-respect, and that was something that I was asked to talk about. Self-respect. Self-respect is very, very important, and that's why when I do speak with people, I tell them to really be in tune with yourself. Really know thyself. There's a reason why the Egyptian mystery school spoke on knowing thyself. Not only does it really have to do with like soul memory, which is something that I plan to. I'm actually writing a book on soul memory, by the way. That's actually another book that I plan to come out this year. So, but knowing yourself, and I was just having a conversation this morning about how it's when you know yourself, you're not dependent on other people telling you things about you. And I feel sometimes people fall short of that. People care so much about other people's opinions when the number one opinion you should first care about is yourself. Because we have a lot of opinions floating around than we do facts. And so living in a very opinionated society, I tend to dismiss a lot of things because it's like, that's just your opinion. It doesn't mean that that's the actual truth or that's an actual fact. You're just perceiving things based on how you're perceiving it, on your opinion. And most people do things on their own opinion. A lot of people really don't really tell you any kind of insight from a unbiased level. People are very biased because they're biased within themselves. So you can't, keep in mind, someone who's not in tune with themselves and someone who doesn't know themselves, I would never ask them, how do they perceive me? Because that person is not even aligned with themselves. So, it's going to probably, come a little bit of arrogance, a little bit of judgment, and when it comes to self-respect, you really don't need that. You need to really trust yourself. Another thing with self-respect is not feeling pressure to feel like you have to do something. to know that it's okay to say no. And if someone doesn't respect your wishes on saying no, then they're in violation, not only to you, but also to uh, karma and the universe. Because, you know, that's a person that I would never deal with if they don't have any respect for me and I'm telling them no. And I could tell them no, it doesn't matter what situation. And they, want to be whatever or aggressive. And I tend to really, like, I don't see this so much with females, although I know females can be like this, but men really feel that they are obligated to do whatever the fuck they want to. And they're very incorrect on that. Just because you're a male don't mean that you don't have no respect from a woman that tells you no. Um, that's not persistency, bro. That's not being persistent. That's being barbaric, and that's being very ignorant to invading someone's privacy without it being okay. Because now you're causing harm. And to you, it may not seem like it's harmful, but it is. Because if you have a mother or sister, how would you like it if another male did that to you, like your mother or sister, or even your daughter? Think about that. Because one thing, males, we all have mothers, number one. And I'm pretty sure we mostly all have sisters, too. If you don't, then you at least have a mother. At least have some kind of woman that you may care about in your life. And how would you feel if some barbaric man, came to your mother or someone that you cared about as a female to you that way? You wouldn't like that shit. You would want to go beat that person's ass. That's what that. So I'm just going to keep it real with y'all. I'm just going to keep it straight up real. That's real talk. So, we need to learn how to have respect. Women aren't your property, number one. Women don't belong to men at all. So you can get that Adam and Eve bullshit ass story out your fucking head, because that's not the real world, man. It's not the real world. Women are not your property. They don't belong to you. Okay? Earth doesn't belong to you. And you get that shit from the Bible. It's that Bible Belt mentality that we get this shit from. And that's why it's falling apart, and it's not moving on to the new age. So all of the old ways, you either need to get with the new program, or you just gonna have to step down and you have to go elsewhere, because when it comes to Earth, all that kind of shit ain't going down on Earth no more like that. I'm telling you right now, it ain't going down on Earth like that anymore. Okay, so you can take it as a warning if you want to, but I'm letting you know it ain't going down like that on Earth anymore. So you better get with the program, or else you will be dealt with. Whether you're going to deal with it physically or you're going to deal with it spiritually, either way, your ass going to get dealt with. So, no matter you like it or not. Anyway, self-love. After all that, self-love. Being respectful. That's very important. That's part of love. If someone is not being respectful to you, then you leave that person alone. And you let them go dwell in their own misery. So having self-respect is important. I feel like women need to have more self-respect. I'm starting to see that more so now that women are realizing their self-worth, and realizing that they're more than just objects. They're more than just being looked at as a piece of meat. There's a lot of intelligent women. These women have souls. These women have minds. They have hearts. And men who don't look at that, is a fucking pig to me. That's not anything divine about that male. That's nothing. That's not no king. That's no god or nothing. If a male is like that, that's a barbaric devil that you're dealing with, and let that person go. So have more respect for yourself. Love yourself more. There's so many things, and I feel like really the key to progressing in this kind of information is you really have to just practice it. You really have to be about it. So respect is really number one. Um, I feel like I want to do a part 2 to this because I'm not trying to have too long of a video, but I just wanted just to touch briefly on this because, like I said, it was something that was asked about. So, um, self-respect is key, and anyone who's not allowing you to be you, you need to let that person go, because that's having self-respect for yourself. Um, a man, woman, whoever, family members, whoever, should all accept you. But number one, you should accept yourself, and also too, never put yourself in weird situations. Like, have enough self-respect to where you don't degrade yourself. That's another thing too. Nothing wrong with being sexy, nothing wrong with being sexual, but if it's going to be degrading and you're not being worshiped or praised for your sexuality, then you might need to rethink that, because once again, that dives into having self-respect, and having self-respect also equals self-love for yourself. So that's going to do it for this video. Hope you guys have a beautiful day. Hope you enjoy some of the things that I'm sharing on self-respect, and I will do a part 2 of this. Peace.